I stood in front of my boss mid-sentence and completely froze. The word I needed? Gone. Just vanished. So I pointed at the wall and said, the wood box thing, where you put the papers. My boss said, the filing cabinet, and I wanted to disappear into the floor. If you've ever found yourself calling a stroller a baby car, forgetting your own phone number, or starting a sentence only to completely lose where you were going, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. I'm talking about postpartum brain fog, the thing nobody warns you about until you're standing in the grocery store, staring at bananas, genuinely unsure if you came here to buy them or if you already have 7 at home. So today, let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain after having a baby, why it feels like you've suddenly become a different person, and why this doesn't mean you've lost your intelligence, because you haven't. Let's get into it. Section 1, the Relatable Nightmare. So here's what happened to me. I went back to work about 4 months postpartum, and I thought I was ready. I'd been good at my job, organized, articulate, the person people came to when they needed something done well. But within the first week, I made mistakes I'd never made before. I missed deadlines I had written down. I sent an email to the wrong person twice. And in meetings, I'd start explaining an idea, and halfway through, my brain would just stop, like someone pulled the plug. The worst part? The words. I couldn't find basic words. Stroller became the wheel baby holder. I once called a sandwich a bread situation. And in one particularly mortifying moment, I tried to say, "Are we meeting at the center?" And instead said, "Are we doing the thing at the middle place?" My coworker stared at me. I stared back. We both knew something was very wrong. And I felt humiliated, because this wasn't just forgetting where I put my keys. This was forgetting how to speak. In my native language, the language I'd spoken my entire life suddenly felt like I was translating from something else. I genuinely thought, am I the only one? Did I break my brain? Section 2, you're not alone. Here's the thing, you didn't break your brain. This is so common that researchers have a name for it. Multiple names, actually. Baby brain, momnesia, postpartum cognitive fog. And study after study shows that up to 80% of new parents report feeling mentally slower, more forgetful, and less sharp after having a baby. 80%, which means if you felt this way, you're in the overwhelming majority. This isn't a flaw. It's not a sign that something's wrong with you specifically. It's a sign that your brain just went through one of the most dramatic transformations a human body can experience, and it's still adjusting. So, if you've been beating yourself up, thinking you're the only one who can't remember what day it is or why you walked into a room, you're not. You're just postpartum. And your brain is doing something fascinating. Section 3. What's actually happening? Okay, so what's going on up there? First, hormones. During pregnancy, your brain is flooded with estrogen and progesterone. Then, after birth, those hormones drop off a cliff. We're talking the fastest hormonal shift the human body ever experiences, and your brain is scrambling to recalibrate. But here's where it gets interesting. Your brain isn't just recovering, it's rewiring. Studies using MRI scans have shown that pregnancy actually changes the structure of your brain. Certain areas shrink slightly, particularly the ones involved in memory and verbal fluency, which explains why you can't remember the word cabinet. But before you panic, this isn't damage. Researchers believe this is your brain optimizing. It's pruning away less essential connections to make room for the new skills you need. Reading your baby's cues, responding to their needs, staying hypervigilant to keep them safe. Your brain is literally reorganizing itself to prioritize your baby's survival, which is incredible, but it also means some things get temporarily deprioritized, like remembering whether you already put soap in the dishwasher. Second, sleep deprivation. This one's obvious, but it's brutal. Chronic sleep loss doesn't just make you tired, it impairs your working memory, your ability to focus, and your capacity to retrieve words quickly, which is why you find yourself saying the cold food box instead of refrigerator. And third, cognitive load. You're not just tired, You're managing an entirely new human. Feeding schedules, diaper counts, wake windows, tummy time, pediatrician appointments, remembering which breast you last fed from. Your brain is running 1,000 background processes at all times. So, when someone asks you a simple question, your brain has to sort through all that noise to find the answer. And sometimes, it just can't. Section 4. The Surprising Reframe. Here's what I wish someone had told me. This doesn't mean you're less intelligent. In fact, in some ways, your brain is more capable now. Studies show that postpartum brains develop increased emotional intelligence, better multitasking abilities, and heightened sensitivity to social cues. You're not dumber, you're different. And some of those differences are strengths. The forgetfulness? That's temporary. Most parents report that the fog starts lifting around 6 to 12 months postpartum. Some areas of cognitive function even improve beyond pre-pregnancy levels after a couple of years. Your brain isn't broken, it's adapting. And weirdly enough, the same changes that make you forget where you put your phone are the changes that help you wake up the instant your baby makes a sound, even when your partner sleeps right through it. That's not a downgrade. That's specialization. Section 5. Encouragement. So if you're in this fog right now, if you've called your coffee a hot brown drink or walked into a room 5 times and still don't know why, please be kind to yourself. You're not lazy. You're not incompetent. You're not losing your mind. You're recovering from a seismic biological event while keeping a tiny human alive on very little sleep, and your brain is doing the best it can with the resources it has. Give yourself permission to write everything down. Use your phone's calendar like your life depends on it. Ask for help. Laugh when you call the remote the clicky thing. And know that this season, this foggy, forgetful, wait, what was I saying? Season is temporary. You will feel like yourself again. Maybe not exactly the same self, but a self that remembers words and can finish sentences and doesn't walk into the pantry and forget why. And until then, you're doing an amazing job, even if you can't remember where you put your keys. Again, segment 6, the reframe and encouragement. Here's what I wish someone had told me sooner. This does not mean you're less intelligent. In fact, in some ways, your brain is more capable now. Postpartum brains often show increased emotional intelligence, better multitasking, and heightened sensitivity to social cues. You're not dumber, you're specialized. Most parents report the fog lifting between 6 and 12 months postpartum. If this video made you feel a little less alone, I'd love for you to share it with another parent who might need to hear it. And if you've got a hilarious baby brain moment, drop it in the comments. I want to hear your bread situation stories. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourself. And remember, you're not broken. You're just postpartum. And that's a whole different thing. See you in the next one.